Since I love to use asteroids in my astrology, I decided to take a look at some of the asteroids that are going to be prominent during the Walk for Peace Global Loving-Kindess Meditation on Wednesday, February 11th. I'm not going to go in depth, but I'll touch on the main points here. And these are just amazing energies. The ascendant is in Leo, and Leo is associated with royalty, leadership, generosity, optimism, open-mindedness. It's also about claiming your sovereignty and not looking to others to tell you how to live. As long as you harm no one or nothing else, you should be free to live as you want. And certainly, we are in the time of great chaos and change, astrologically speaking, and certainly what we see going on in the world. Our so-called leaders have shown themselves to be who they really are, and they do not have our best interest in heart. So this is a time for us, being in Leo, is certainly the time for us to claim our sovereignty. It's time for us to grow up, to be self-disciplined and start taking responsibility for our own selves. Now on to the conjunctions. Orpheus, asteroid Orpheus, is conjunct the moon. Orpheus is about selfless love, transformation, transcendence, and he undertook a very hopeful journey. The monks certainly have taken on a very hopeful journey that has rippled out and affected for the good so many of us. Conjunct the moon is, the moon brings in nurturing and intuition. So it's time for us to nurture ourselves and others, as well as reconnecting to our innate intuition. Again, these energies are calling on us to not look to others to dictate how we live, but rather living by our own integrity and intuition. And this conjunction is in the sign of Sagittarius, and Sagittarius is optimistic, independent. It has a sense of adventure. So you can look at life as an adventure, and that when you're going through something really challenging, I know it's really hard, but try to look at it as an adventure. And what do you think a hero would do when you're undergoing something really dire? How do you think a hero would react? Do you think they'd be optimistic and, hey, let's see this as an adventure? Or do you think they would just woe is me and just get in the depths of despair? So now the next three conjunctions are in the humanitarian sign of Aquarius. Hermes is conjunct Pluto, and Hermes is a protector and a guide. He's wise, adaptable, and resourceful. He's also connected to messages and messengers, and certainly the monks are great messengers of peace and mindfulness. Pluto, it likes to dive deep and pull out and get that inner strength. Pluto also represents a clean slate, so no matter how unpeaceful you've been in the past, you can begin again. Pluto also symbolizes the heights and depths that we as humans are capable of. We can make something beautiful out of something tragic. And certainly now is our time to start living with mindfulness, peacefulness, compassion, and loving kindness. Vesta is conjunct Mars. Vesta is nurturing and protective, and she also symbolizes our sacred inner fire. She's now calling on us to ask, what is important to us? What is really important to you? Do you want inner peace, or do you want to be ego? Ego. Do you want to be right? Do you want to, force your opinion on others? Mars is offering its energies of drive and determination, motivation, strong willpower, and the ability to really act on your goals, like say your new goals, your new choices of living a more peaceful life. Chariklo is conjunct the Sun, and Chariklo's energies are going to be super magnified since she's so close to the Sun. Chariklo is wise, compassionate, intuitive, motivated. She also ties in with Vesta because she was a trusted helper to Vesta in the temples in her mythology. Chariklo maintains grace, balance, and her spirituality when facing challenges. She also brings in spiritual awakenings. Now we move on to Pisces, where the asteroid Photographica is conjunct Mercury. Now see, Photographica, it's about memories and recordings such as photography and videos. So we can certainly look back any time on the Walk for Peace pages, their social medias, and look at the photos and videos and still feel and be motivated by the beautiful energies that the monks exude. And, they exude peace and harmony, and that's what Venus is all about as well. Now, Damocles is conjunct Mercury in the North Node. The North Node is what we are here to embody and learn in this life. And the sword of Damocles, well, that's related to ethics and power. So I feel this conjunction is telling us to guard our thinking, which is Mercury, and watch what we say, which is also Mercury. So you have to ask, do you want to cut someone with what you say? Or do you want to pause and be mindful in your thinking, choosing more, peace and compassion? Now, Heracles is conjunct Saturn. Heracles was a hero, and he represents strength and courage, growth and healing, resilience and transformations. He redeemed himself by persevering and overcoming many tests and challenges. And Saturn comes in and offers its energies of responsibility, discipline, self-control, reliability, and determination. So those kind of dovetail nicely together. So are you ready to make positive changes? Are you ready to be your own hero? The energies of Heracles and Saturn are certainly there for you to tap into. The next two conjunctions are in the very optimistic, energetic, and assertive Aries. Neptune is conjunct Boracici. Neptune is a mystical, spiritual planet, and it's connected to empathy and compassion and having faith, and that ties in nicely with Boracici's confidence and open-mindedness. Again, these are more energies to help us to make positive changes in our lives. Now, the midheaven, that's what we appear like to others, what we're known for. And it's conjunct the wounded healer Chiron. And Chiron is insightful and wise and has a sense of purpose. He wants to heal himself and others. And this event is certainly very healing for so many of us. And that's just so obvious. Now, humanitarian Uranus is conjunct asteroid Alicanto, which is in the determined, dependable, and hardworking sign of Taurus. Alicanto can represent abundance, guidance, respecting nature, and using power in a generous and kind way. But it can also represent getting lost and the dangers of greed. And Uranus can be connected to shocks and surprises. So again, be mindful of what is going through your minds. But Uranus has a lot of positive qualities, which are curiosity. It's a revolutionary energy. It's resourceful, intuitive, and about being sovereign. Uranus is also connected to independence and transformation. All in all, these are just really amazing, beautiful energies that will be very present during the Walk for Peace Global Loving-Kindess Meditation. We can tune into these energies at any time, even if we aren't present during the meditation, whether in person or online. We can listen to the live stream recorded in the future, and if we just have the intention, okay, I'm going to connect to these healing energies, we can. As the Hopi prophecy says, we are the ones that we have been waiting for. And by the way, the asteroid Hopi, I don't have it on this chart, but it is conjunct the midheaven. So we are the ones we've been waiting for. And it's time we stepped up to the plate and start embodying our gifts and to help spread love and kindness and peace around the world. It does start with us.